Okay, my friends, day 3 of yoga. This does not have to look like anything specific. I'm just bringing you through the ranges of motion, which I know we achieve least during the day. And if we can wring our spine out like a sponge of all the microadhesions and scar tissues that build up during the day, then it increases our optimal capacity. Now, please drink your water. I did just drink mine already. I meant to do it on camera, but that's okay. And the birds are joining us today. Lots of chirping. I don't know if you can hear that. And I just start off with some simple lateral flexion. Nothing too crazy, but this is literally the first thing I've done since I woke up today. Just woke up, and I am a little stiff this morning. So before I begin with any rigorous yoga, I really want to get the blood pumping a little bit, get the joints moving. Okay, nice and gentle lateral flexions like a blade of grass. That bird was funny, okay. And then throwing some rotations in on those lateral flexions. Good. This is a really great warm-up exercise for a couple minutes. 2 or 3 minutes of this exercise. And then you'll be ready to stretch. Okay, I feel good. I feel like we're ready to do some real stretching now. I'm going to come down to my knees. And I don't know how loud that bird is on the video. We'll have to see. Okay, so one arm up towards the sky, reaching the shoulder blades up, feeling the stretch down the side body, and then leaning into that stretch. Anchoring the other hand into the mat and pushing the hip down towards the ground. Okay, take your time with this. If it's the first thing in the morning, then no need to push, no need to rush. You really only have to do this for a few minutes. It's so lovely when the birds show up and sing a song for you while you're doing your yoga. Still reaching on this one side, not giving up the reaching, stretching from the pinky all the way down to the hip. Breathe out, move back towards neutral. Moving on the out breath. And the other side, up towards the sky, anchoring down into the mat. And continuing in that direction, reaching from pinky all the way down to the hip, anchoring the other hand into the mat, pushing the hip down towards the mat. And sinking into that as you breathe out. The out breath serves as the further stretch, the further the stretch goes. And then you can let go on the in-breath just a little bit. And then I'll throw some rotations into it. Why not? Why not just stay at that end range of motion and feel that pinky all the way down to the hip, down the side body. And then when you get there and you're breathing and it's comfortable, then increase the range of motion, increase the degree of difficulty just a minute. Reaching even further now, really reaching out there. Moving on the out breath back to neutral. Okay, that's very good. Now, if you feel particularly stiff on certain days, then do it again. You can go through each range of motion and until you feel satisfied with it. But the object is to make this routine repeatable. Now, next step, come into high plank. Push-up position. This really is a good time to do some push-ups if you're ready to do some push-ups. Now remember the 5 points of the down dog, 5 points of our forward flexion. So from the high plank position, we're going to push our butts up into the air. And the 5 points of this position are fingertips and hand digging into the mat, gripping the mat with your fingertips, not dumping into your wrists. Number 1. Number 2 is feeling your heels move down towards the ground. And maybe you need to pedal your heels in the beginning just to kind of feel that hamstring calf tension. Fingertips, heels, and then
pushing with your arms, pushing your arms and your butt up in the air. Get that butt up into the air. Let the stomach relax and let the head relax. Very good. And the fifth point of the down dog is Mula Bandha, or the Kegel exercise, or the pubococcygeus muscle. Squeeze that muscle like you're stopping the flow of urine when you're in this position. It's much more difficult when your body's not warmed up, interestingly enough. Fingertips, heels, butt in the air, head relaxed, Mula Bandha. Good. And remember, if this is the first time you've done it, or the second or third time you've done it, the stretch doesn't end when you've achieved the range of motion. This is active, so we're again coming back to the fingertips, to the heels, to the butt in the air. Letting your head relax, Mula Bandha, and breathe. Hold. It should be a physical exertion. It's not just sitting in a position. It is challenging. Good. Now coming down into high plank again, lowering into low plank and allowing my low back into extension softly, gracefully. We don't want to push too hard. If you just need to be on your elbows and forearms, that's fine. And if you're ready for a deep stretch in the morning, that's good too. Rotating back and forth on that lumbar spine. Good. Okay, let's go over some points for the up dog. Number 1, shoulders relaxed. Make sure your shoulders aren't in the ears. Number 2, same thing with your fingertips. It's a little bit more difficult at this angle. But try to dig your fingertips into the mat, always, not your wrist. Number 3, if your toes are in the ground, then you can lift your pelvis up off the ground. Allowing for more tension in the low back, that extension. Good. Rolling back and forth, opening up the hip on each side. Got a little bit of rotation in that low back. Very good. Okay, high plank, down dog. Fingertips, heels, butt in the air, head relaxed, Mula Bandha. And up dog, lowering down to low plank, extending the low back. Fingertips, shoulders down, toes in the ground, and Mula Bandha. Very good. Now come back up into high plank and step one foot forward in the middle of the mat. Feel the stability of that knee, of that hip, of the extremity, and push yourself up into a lunge. Good. So this is the lunge. Remember, the lunge is always focusing on the stretch in the back leg, the leg that's back. And then from here, some lateral bending. Be careful. This is a balance challenge. Good, but it opens up a different aspect of this lateral flexion. It's different when your legs are separated. It challenges, stabilizes your pelvis in a different way. Good, I'm really feeling a stretch right here. When you feel something, stop. Continue stretching in that direction and acknowledge that part of your body that's talking. Good. Now we move into a side lunge. Good. Just by lifting up that back leg, the back foot is pointed at a 45-degree angle this way. And now we're laterally flexing, flowing in the wind, like a piece of seaweed on the bottom of the ocean floor. There's something about that visualization that really does it for me. There's something, it's just a little bit more smooth and flowy than the grass in the field being blown by the wind. Something calm about being underwater in silence. The boom like nature. All right, now finding any places of tension and stopping. Maybe it's in the flexion that
moves towards the rear, that you feel it in the front hip, and you stop here, and then you reach higher, and you feel the stability of your arm, nice and strong in your legs, and you feel it from your pinky all the way down to your hip. Now we're going to take this into an evolved side lunge, and find a straight line from your pinky all the way down to your pinky toe. This is a game changer right here, my friends. A little bit of rotation when you've achieved this range of motion. The revolved or evolved side lunge. These all have yoga names, by the way, which can be confusing. It's just, let's just practice them, the movements. And reaching down a little bit further, this is how I get my AC joint, and I bind my hands. We're gonna bind one hand underneath the legs. Good, there goes my shoulder, that was good. Good, coming back up in a side lunge, and pointing both feet towards the long end of the mat, and then reversing the position. 45-degree angle on the back end, side lunge, moving the other direction now. Good. Now we're going to reach back and hold on to the reverse lunge position for just a few breaths. You can go as slow or as fast as you want with this routine. You can do it do the whole routine in 2 minutes, and then do it again. Or you can do it one time through, repeating everything, and it could take 25 minutes, wherever you feel comfortable with. So now we're going to evolve down, side lunge, connecting the pinky to the pinky toe, down the entire side body, and breathing, and continually reaching. There's never a time when you're not putting an effort into a stretch. Good, now a little bit of rotation in on this evolved side lunge. Very good. Now reaching underneath for the bind to open up my AC joint. Good. Now coming into the forward lunge, now facing the other side of the mat, and some side bends from this position. This position, which looks a lot like the side posture adjustment in chiropractic. Bottom leg straight, top leg bent. Remember, it's much easier to bend towards the side of the front leg. It's much more stable. Be careful going to the side of the back leg. I could probably just eliminate that from the routine, but it's fun to be off balance, to challenge your balance. Good. Breathing. And coming back into straddle position, feet towards the front of the mat. Now that's the warm-up, my friends. It really is. I feel much better now. I'm going to go to my back and do the lumbar rolls. Now, of course, there are so so many more yoga positions to explore and try. On the day 4 yoga, we'll go a little bit deeper. We'll really open up and explore some more extremity, hip, shoulder. But this basic routine is the 5 to 10 minute dose of morning medicine. Achieving all those range of motions wrinks out your spine like a sponge, taking care of all of the micro adhesions that build up from not moving during the night. Moving your spine like this can not only decrease your pain, but possibly even eliminate it and prevent it. And breathing. Good. And on day 4 yoga, we'll get into the Shavasana position, corpse pose. But for now, it's Monday. There's less time on a Monday morning, so Dr. B has got to get going. Good. Thanks very much for doing yoga, for stretching. Thank you very much for breathing, for drinking clean water and eating clean food. Peace. See you guys next time.